Welcome back to Discovering Life After 50 with Yvonne. So I'm just going to keep it random. I was trying to theme it every week, but I think life evolves so fast and things change so fast that I think I'll just keep it random. So today it's just a little catch up. I'm going live for the second time today on TikTok, and it's rather a daunting experience when you're not used to it. I went live for the first time last week, and it did go all right. It was only a wee hour or so that I was on, and it went kind of quick, and it was really actually okay. But when you're not used to going live and trying to deal with everything that goes with it, it's an experience. So I'm doing that today again. Today I've got on Teresa, seeing as how you all know that I'm in the wig world. This is the gorgeous Teresa by a company called JB Extension, and she's in a beautiful hazelnut colour, and she's quite literally one of those throw on and go kind of hair pieces. I did actually help a couple of women this week, which it's an amazing experience to think that whatever you're saying can potentially help someone on their journey when they're just starting their journey, or even if you're in your seasoned wig wearer. So I've obviously, as you know, I gave you a tour of my wig room last week, so you know what the wig room looks like, and I had a lovely lady come up and I gave her the run of the wig room to try on wigs, see what suits her, help her and give her the whole pointers on how to put the net cap on and then put the band on. And for me personally, I've got a tight cap that goes over the band and the net cap. The net cap just holds all your hair in the one place. The band sits on your head all the way around with a silicone strip to prevent your wig sliding off your head. It's not everybody wears it like that, but that's how I wear it. So I taught her how to do that, and then gave her just some advice on the wigs, styles, colours, and bless her, she was absolutely over the moon and delighted, and away she went, and she's ordered her first 2 wigs. She was wearing a hairpiece, which was actually pretty cool. It didn't look by any stretch of the imagination like it was a hairpiece. And anyway, she's away and bought her first 2 wigs, and she's all excited, and she can't wait till they arrive, and I can't wait till they arrive to see her just flourish and her self-confidence come back, and because that's what wearing wigs does. Once you actually get to that point where you put one in your head and you're brave enough to walk out your front door with it on your head, that's what wigs do. If you're losing your hair, especially if you're losing your hair for whatever reason, whether it's ill health, whether it's rapid weight loss, whether it's thyroid issues, any of the things that I've already discussed in previous episodes, whether it's through chemotherapy, anything like that, alopecia, when you start wearing wigs and you're brave enough to put them in your head and walk through your front door, the first time is the hardest. The second time's a tiny bit easier, and then it just keeps rolling. I remember last year, the first time I went out with a wig in my head, and it was to an 80s themed day in the local club in our local town. And I remember sitting with my pal. It was like 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the afternoon, this 80s event. And I remember sitting with my pal and saying, oh, is it moved? Is it moved? Is it moved? Oh, does it look all right? Is it slipped? Does it? And I was paranoid the whole night. So I very much remember how that felt. And it isn't a very nice feeling, because you feel self-conscious, paranoid, and you just feel horrible. And a year ago, almost to the day, it was about a year ago in July last year, the first time I ventured out with a wig in my head. It's technology for the wigs has changed, the fibre for the wigs have changed, the way they're made's changed, and they've just come on leaps and bounds in a year. It's phenomenal. I mean, like this one, for example, I bought this in a different colour last year, for example, and it was in dark brown last year, and it was awful and I'm not joking, it was awful. The fibres were terrible. It was very dense, whereas, look, it's not dense at all. The colour was too dark for me. That was to begin with. But the fibre was terrible. It had loads of permatease at the top. Permatease is tiny little fibres that sit usually in the crown of the wigs to help give them a little bit of volume. And it also reduces the cost of the wigs by the fact that they don't need to use loads of long length fibre. That's the easiest way for me to describe it. So that's like, this one's got hardly any permatease in her at all. She's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love her. And you would never know, would you? You would never know, would you? That I've got a wig in my head. You could never tell. But I absolutely love her. So it's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling to help others on their journey. And I really, she really did enjoy the experience, and she really did get something out of the experience, and it just confirmed that that's part of the journey that I want to carry on. Is just helping women on their journey when they're losing their hair, whatever, for whatever reason, getting them to understand how to wear their wigs, all the different ways you can wear your wigs, because everybody's different. So yeah, I've got a podcast running, myself and my friend Jen. We're just about to record this week our 4th episode. It's called Two Wigs and a Podcast. And that's running on YouTube alongside, and that's basically mostly all about wigs, the journey of wigs, the experience of it, our early days, how you get into it, and how your experience changes. I mean, it's literally not even a year yet, it'll be a year next month since I purchased my first wig, and the difference in me today as opposed to then is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So if anyone that's watching this episode does have a hair loss issue of any kind, or just wants to wear wigs because they want to, help yourself, go over to Two Wigs and a Podcast, and give that a watch, give it a subscribe, because there's a lot of magic content coming for that. I gave you a tour of my garden. On another note, I gave you a tour of my garden last week, as well as the wig room, and I lost a cucumber plant, so I'm devastated. It's like losing a baby. I'm only kidding. It's just, I think the shock, the trauma of transferring it from its seedling pot into the big pot, it just didn't go very well. But so far so good. Everything else looks fine at the moment. I'm a new gardener, so next week I'll give you another tour of that and give you an update on where we are. Everything looks like it's growing. Everything looks like it's okay. So fingers crossed. I'll be able to show you some healthy growing fruit and vegetables. So exciting. So yep, just a little random this week. It was a good week. It was a nice week, and it was nice to help I helped another lady as well, whom they say it's a very similar situation, where she was wearing a wig and had absolutely no clue how to wear the wig, didn't even have a wig band on. And purchasing wigs, there's another thing. When you purchase wigs, be careful where you purchase them from, because if you're new to wigs, you don't know the difference between rubbish, good and excellent. Believe you me, I've got plenty of experience. I've wasted so much money buying the rubbish wigs. So, but the rubbish wigs are fine at the start when you're just learning, if you're learning how to style them and all that, but you've got to watch the fibres. The fibres can be rubbish, which will make them worse, and it's a whole journey all in itself. So that's my wee update for this week. Next week I'll give you a new tour of the garden. Who knows, there might be things happening in between that I can record and pop on the channel. Because like I said, this is just a diarise, really, for me. It's a legacy, historic legacy for my grandchildren when they grow up. So we'll leave it there, and I'll catch up with you next week. Have a fab Sunday.